Welcome back to CozyAnimeCookie, aka your girl Alicia, and we are going to be diving right back into Mandemon. Now, the last time we left off, I forgot how to say their names. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Sunagagi. Uh, the teacher ended up becoming unalive, basically. And so now we are going to be diving into the next section of the story. All right, let's get started. Was it Minamoto's doing? I had to find Minamoto to confirm this matter. I found myself in a deserted corridor and I opened the window at the end. As I gazed up at the sky, I heard the sound of birds flapping their wings. Soon Minamoto appeared before me.
なんだ下僕よ。わらわを呼んだか?
What troubles you, servant? Did you call for me?
あなたがやったのか。
何の話じゃ? 宣告の騒ぎのことか? わらわがやったが、それが何だというのだ?
もっと隠れてやってくださいよ。生徒全員に見られています。
ただの戯れ事だ。そう本気にするな。あの女はわらわが殺したのではない。もちろん殺しても構わぬが、やっておらん。
やってない。だ?
I raised an eyebrow. The situation became even more mysterious. The first victim was Mr. Kisaragi Takumi. I used to believe that Sakaguchi was the culprit behind Kisaragi's murder. Although I had no evidence, Sakaguchi had killed Ryoko, making him the prime suspect. But now Sakaguchi is already dead, yet the killings continue.
本当にあなたはやってないんだ。
なんだ? わらわが信じられんか? 面白い。わらわがそちに嘘をつく必要があるとでも?
Indeed, killing is not something she feels the need to conceal. This means that besides Minamoto, there is another murderer in this school. Perhaps the other murderer is also Mandemon? I felt my brain spinning at a rapid pace.
アホ者のあがきのおかしいことよ。
Is that so? Apparently, the way I look when I'm deep in thought is like this to others. As the sound of birds flapping their wings filled the air, Minamoto left once again. The surroundings returned to tranquility, just perfect for contemplation. Why was Tsugi killed? The motive of the criminal. To kill all the teachers? Nah. I believe it's to hide the truth. I think it's to hide the truth. Tsunaga Suji must have possessed some secret. The culprit had no choice but to eliminate her. Right. Come to think of it, I thought of something. When I woke up during the day, Minamoto was not there. The missing mechanical part? Oh, I don't quite remember. But I do know Minamoto was not there. I know she when that much I do remember. But, oh, I can't even choose that one. Mrs. Tsuji took the mechanical parts that Kei had left on the table. Could it be that those parts are actually important? The culprit resorted to murder to prevent the parts from falling into Mrs. Tsuji's hands? Regardless of the circumstances, I believe Suniga Tsuji is far more complex than she appears. There is some kind of secret about her. At that moment, I felt someone watching me from around the corner.
誰?
あ、俺さ。
Of course it's him. Realizing that I had noticed him, Kobayashi slowly emerged.
あのさ、先生があんたを呼んでるよ。
井上先生。
うん、そ
What's going on? Why are they calling me over? Could it be that the teachers suspect me? At that moment, I noticed that Kobayashi was also staring at
う。
me.
みんな、今はすごく不安定だ。
そうだね。また先生が死んだし。
それだけじゃないさ。井上のやつ、崩落を片付けるのを諦めたみたいなんだ。今ある食料は夏が終わるまでしか持たない。その前に救助が来なかったら。
山にある山菜を摘んだり狩りをしたりすればなんとかなるよ。
山菜だけじゃ腹が満たされない。腹を空かせて弱った体でどうやって狩りをするんだ？それに武器とかもないし。どうもな、もう秩序が崩壊しつつあるような気がする。生徒たちの間の雰囲気がおかしい。
秩序が崩壊。
こんなの入学以来初めてのことだ。みんな卒業できると思ってた。卒業がいいこととは限らないけどさ。もしも食料が足りなくなったら、残った先生も死んでしまったら。じゃあ、伝えたから、俺は先に教室に戻る。
Kobayashi left. Just as I was contemplating whether or not to go to the teacher's office, a familiar melody echoed from the second floor, the return, as if summoning someone. Whenever significant events occur, the same melody always plays, creating an atmosphere that feels rather unusual. What should I do? Okay, so what should I do? Should I go to the music classroom or go to the teacher's office? I kind of want to go to the... It's nothing really the teachers can really do anyway, so... Oh, it's gonna make me go to the teacher's office. I don't want to go. Fine. Perhaps it's Keats... Oh, I don't remember how to say her name. Playing. I guess this time it's for mourning the tragic death of Mrs. Sunagai. Yeah, the teacher. I've decided to ignore that performance and head to the teacher's office. I did not want to, but I guess. I opened the door to the classroom office.
秩序が崩壊しつつある。
Inu stood by the window.
もう事態を放置できない。
He held a tulip in his hand, his gaze falling outside the window.
連海学園の秩序は、市政の共同努力でようやく維持されてきたものだ。しかし今は次々と恐ろしい殺人事件が起こっている。
事態はもうここまで進んでしまったんです。先生、早く解決策を考えましょう。
To my surprise, Utsugi, the monitor, was also in the room. Why? What were they doing? She held a bowl of tea and sat solemnly on one side of the sofa. I'm probably just speculating. She was probably just doing her job.
あ
ら、こんにちは、重幸。
For some reason, the monitor suddenly changed the way she addressed me.
僕は今からこの件に対する対策委員会を作るつもりだ。
Huh? A countermeasures committee?
生徒会の監査委員ではダメなんですか？
あれじゃダメよ。おそらく中に内通者がいるわ。計画が殺人犯に漏れてしまう。
How does she know that? Murderer?
あなたたちは今までの殺人事件の犯人を知っているんですか？
Tsuji's sharp gaze turned towards me?
あら、当然よ。
She took a sip of tea and delicately placed the teacup back on the saucer. Could it be that Minamoto's actions have already been discovered? But I have nothing to do with the murders of the other two teachers. Instinctively, I began searching for an escape route. Oh my gosh. You know, I wonder if this is an actual anime, because if not, this really should be. At the moment, whether intentionally or unintentionally, Inua blocked the door.
座れ、サトミ。
Ooh, snaps.
はい。
I was forcefully pushed down onto the
ま
sofa.
ったく。見逃しそうになっちゃったわね。
Utsugi's gaze suddenly sharpened, piercing directly into me. What should I do? Save me, Minamoto? I couldn't help but close my eyes, feeling on the verge of tears. Just when I thought Ayame was about to say my name,
雨宮柿つばた。犯人はこの人よ。
huh? What is that? That's not my name. I let out a sigh of relief. However, this also left me with more doubts.
これが宇津木の調査結果だ。雨宮柿つばたは、普段はとても控えめな生徒だが、それは表面だけだ。
That can't be true.
実は、彼女はある学生秘密結社の革新幹部なの。
Oh.
秘密結社。どんな？
教師を殺し、新しい校内秩序を作ることを目的としている。
は？
うん。そんな簡単に理解できないよね。でも、重幸にとっては都合がいいかもしれない。
この学生で構成された秘密結社こそが、今の状況を悪化させている原因だ。
そうよ。彼らこそが全ての問題の根源なの。
Hmm. Wow, that's crazy. I would have never. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's see. How to view their words. It's understandable for students. The secret organization must be eradicated. Fortunately, I haven't been exposed. Oh. I gotta be careful with my choice. Fortunately, I haven't been exposed. Oh. I don't. Okay, pick something. In any case, it seems that the things I have done have not been exposed, which is truly fortunate. At first, I was afraid they would mistake me for the culprit behind the killings of the teachers. Thankfully, things did not unfold that way. As for the secret organization, I couldn't care less. In any case, Minamoto will eventually target all the students. I guess I chose the right one because I am kind of being a little cynical through this playthrough. Sooner or later, it's all the same. There's no escaping. Oh, gosh.
先生、僕を呼んだのは。
君は対策委員会の成員になって、私の助手を務めてくれない？
え？
Why?
宇津木は君を信頼できる人だと思ってるんだ。
僕、信頼できる人ですか？
I turn to Ayame and she is looking at me with warm eyes. Is this how she sees me? With such expectations? What should I do? Ooh, should I be a double agent? I guess I'll play along.
任せてください。僕はあなたと一緒に、この秘密結社を潰します。
Upon hearing my words, Utsugi warmly tightens his grip on my hand.
委員長。
あやめって呼んでいいよ。
では、時間がないから、 今すぐ特別行動に移ろ
ちょっと待って。構成員は2人だけなんですか？
私たちの目標は雨宮柿椿だけよ。他の人たちはそれぞれの任務があるから、私たちはこの一人を排除することに集中すればいい。
排除とは？
Ayame's face darkens upon hearing these words.
できれば相手を降伏させること。もしできなかったら、
う。殺せ。
Oh, wow. Kill her?
人を殺すの？
状況が非常に切迫している場合は、それしかない。
Hi.
それに忘れないで。始めたのは向こうだから、私たちは自衛しているだけよ。
I fell silent. I know I'm not that close with Amania, but am I capable of doing this?
それに、もし向こうに武器とかあったら、どうしよう。
Oh, at that moment, I heard a heavy metallic collision coming from the table.
これは。
これで安心だろ？
Ooh. What year is this supposed to be taking place in? Inua's words were like a whisper from a demon.
こんなことまでしなくてもいいんじゃないですか？
As I looked at the chilling reflection of the gun, I couldn't help but feel a sense of fear, and my heart started racing. Why does a teacher at this school have a handgun? Is it because it's time of war? Just then, Inua picked up the handgun again and handed it to Ayame.
君が預かっておいてくれ。
Ayame's expression turned solemn as she nodded and accepted the gun.
できるだけ使わないようにしましょう。
さあ、出発しよう。
I stood up with Ayame and left the oppressive room, my palms already soaked with sweat. My guy, okay, if you already have a plan to kill all the students, you gotta. I'm trying to make you light. From Death Note. Come on now. Anyways, following Ayame, we arrived at an empty classroom to make our final
緊張す
preparations.
る？
あやめはどうしてこんなに冷静なの？
She squinted her eyes as if reminiscing about the past.
私が前にいた学校でも似たようなことが起こったの。
The heck?
生徒たちが先生に反抗して、校舎の一部を占拠して、仮の要塞に改造したのよ。
結局どうなったの？
結局ひどいことになって、思い出したくもない。
ごめん。
だから、今回は絶対に同じ過ちを繰り返さない。
She tightened her grip on the gun in her hand.
みんなを守るのよ。
For the sake of everyone, there is no other choice.
計画は？
重幸が柿椿をおびき出すのよ。
なぜ僕？
向こうの組織は君に興味があるから、君は一人で坂口信を倒したんだもの。
君も坂口信の死と僕の関係を知ってるの？
ええ、もちろん知っているよ。
Oh, this girl knows way too much. She paused.
それに、須永圭一のことも知ってるよ。
What? How does she know?
ってことは、
She fell silent.
安心して。あれは重幸のせいじゃないから。
でも、
もしかして、罪悪感があるの？
当然あるよ。
あのことは全部忘れてしまいなさい。あれらは些細なことに過ぎないの。
Oh, man. trivial matters? Why is Sunugaya Kiichi's death considered trivial? If a student's death is considered trivial, then who exactly is she trying to protect when she talks about protecting everyone? Exactly. Furthermore, if she knows that Sunugai's death is connected to me, does she also know about Minamoto's situation? The pile of things I want to know is growing as tall as a
考
mountain.
え込んでないで計画に集中しよう。
うん。
Let's not consider it for now.
柿椿は組織の中で計画の実行部分を担当しているから、他の人より多くの情報を握っているはず。できれば、彼女から他の全員の情報を聞き出したい。私たちの行動は、できるだけ他の生徒に見つからないようにしましょう。裏山でやるわ。
どうやって彼女をおびき出すの？
彼女がよくいる場所に何か置き手紙をするのよ。そう。音楽室。手紙を音楽室の中に貼っておけば、彼女が見つけるはず。
Ayame squinted her eyes and looked up at the ceiling.
私がメッセージを書いておくから、重幸はそれを音楽室のどこかに貼っておいてくれればいい。裏山に行ったら、私は君から離れたところにある草むらに隠れておく。柿椿が、
大丈夫、この計画。
安心して。私たちには、これがあるんだから。
I don't know. I don't like how calm she is about this, but then again, I'm also doing some nefarious things as well. I glance at the gun in her hand. I really hope it doesn't come to that unless absolutely necessary. But I know I won't die. I am a servant of Mandemon. Minamoto won't let me die. Even though she's not here right now, I know she's definitely watching me from somewhere. She must be finding amusement in the current situation. Whether it's the teacher or the student, she doesn't care about either side's life.
こんなことになるとは思わなかった。
これは、今ある秩序を守るためよ。みんなのためだから。
I fixed a note to the piano in the music room and made my way to the back mountain. Back Mountain, oh, that's the name of it. Back Mountain was adorned with a vast cemetery. Gosh, it's so morbid. I stood in the center of the cemetery awaiting the arrival of Kitsu Subata. Ayame hid in the nearby thicket of grass. As for Minamoto, perhaps she too was observing me from some corner. Oh, he's a beautiful little boy. He has very pretty eyes. I positioned myself on a slightly elevated spot, allowing me to clear a clear view of the surroundings below. If Kakitsubara were to come with others, I would spot them at a glance. The presence concealed here is not easily discernible. Of course, this was Ayame's idea. The ethereal glow of the setting sun gradually faded, leaving behind a crimson silhouette in the sky. The grass and the trees amidst the mountains were shrouded in darkness, their leaves swaying and slightly drifting down. The evening sun cast its rays upon the tombstones, illuminating the now blurred inscriptions above. The two stones seemed to connect the past and the future, standing on the leaf-strewn grass. Then, in that scene composed of the tombstone and the red glow, a delicate figure emerged. It was Amaye sorry, I butchered that. Who had come alone. Oh, I feel so bad I can't pronounce the names correctly. Her head slightly lowered and eyes revealing a hint of sorrow. She wore a worn-out school sailor uniform, revealing a hint of the color of her skin underneath, like a flower blooming under the evening sun. Wow, that was so beautiful. She also noticed me.
あなたは嘘をついているわね。
Kakitsubara held the note I had written for her in her hand.
ジンマに対抗できる武器を見つけたと。坂口信を一人で殺したという証拠だと。
I caught sight of her pulling something out of her bag. It was a knife that reflected a cold gleam. That must be the weapon used to kill Sunaga Tsuji.
私たちはあなたが坂口信を殺したことに気づいているわ。でもあなたはそれを知らないはず。ということは重幸、あちらの人になったのかしら。
I swallow hard, my breath quickening.
いつからなの、重幸。
I didn't know how to answer her question. When I passed the note, I only briefly glanced at its contents and hadn't prepared a response for being questioned.
僕もやりたくなかったんだ。
A rustling sound came from behind the bushes. A young lady emerged. She raised a handgun and aimed it at Kitsubara.
手を挙げなさい。
The lingering rays of the setting sun illuminated Ayame and the gun in her hand, creating a scene that was both beautiful and chilling. I was taken aback, surprised that she had taken out the gun right from the start. Was it because she saw Kakitsubara's knife?
武器を置きなさい。従えば何もしない。
Oh man. Kakitsubara's expression remained cold and resolute as she turned towards me and spoke calmly.
騙されてはならないわ、重幸。
Don't be...
この女はジンマよ。人間じゃない。でもあなたはまだ人間。私たちの側につきなさい。
What?
何？
そうきたか。
Kakitsubara's gaze shifted towards the gun. She released her arms as if prepared to embrace the arrival of death. Ayame seemed to have some doubts and took a step back. Kakitsubara did not let this brief hesitation pass and deceivingly threw the knife. The knife passed by me, leaving behind the sound of the air being sliced. I heard Ayame groan from behind me and turned my head to see the knife lodged in her right shoulder. Oh man, not far away. Kakitsubara lifted her head slightly, her eyes deep and solemn as she stared at Ayame's direction.
その担当には神経麻痺の毒が塗ってあるわ。
Why is the music just so calm and serene? It's kind of sad. That's what's happening right now. Kakitsubara looked at me.
抵抗はやめることね。彼女と同じ目に遭いたいかしら。
Does she know?
そいつの言うことは聞くな。
I gazed at Ayame, observing her arms stiffen into form, yet it didn't hinder her from picking up the gun. Slowly, the barrel of the gun pointed towards Kakitsubara, accompanied by her heavy breaths. Ayame pulled the trigger. Oh my gosh. The bullet sliced through the air, piercing Kakitsubara's left shoulder, creating a ripple of blood. Kakitsubara merely furrowed her brow, her expression devoid of any fear as she retrieved another knife from her bag with her left hand. Swiftly discarding the bag, she raised the knife and charged towards Ayame with lightning speed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this just gave me all chills. This is really sad. Ayame and Kakitsubara both collapsed to the ground simultaneously. Kakitsubara's wound was noticeably more severe as she continuously spat out fresh blood, staining her already tattered clothes crimson. Ayame pulled out the knife embedded in her right shoulder, biting her lip in determination. However, perhaps due to the effects of the neurotoxin, Ayame collapsed to the ground once again. At that moment, I noticed Kakitsubara's hand moving slowly. How could it be? Even in this state, does she still possess the will to fight?
Shigeyuki, 殺せ!
Ayame urgently shouted at me. Kakitsubara, while spewing blood from her mouth, seemed to be saying something, but it was becoming increasingly difficult to make out her words. I picked up the gun that had fallen to the ground.
早くやって!
Oh, I knew she was coming. Just then, the sound of fluttering wings filled the air as Minimoto appeared.
人のこと言うのは実に面白い。
Minimoto placed both hands on my
なん
shoulders.
だ、どちらを助けるか迷っているのか。わらわから助言をくれてやろう。二人とも殺せ。こやつらはあまりに優秀だ。いずれわらわの邪魔になろう。下僕よ。直ちにとどめを刺すがよい。
Oh boy. I felt the weight of the gun in my hand, my breath becoming increasingly rapid. Ayame stared at me with wide eyes while Kakitsubara weakly turned her gaze towards me. The time has come to make the final decision. I must make a choice. What should I do? Yeah, both of them are going to be a problem, so I know I already know what my choice is, but this is a cinematic scene here.
承知しました。
I shall obey your command. I shall obey your command, my lord. I know I'm not supposed to talk while the voiceovers. I keep forgetting. I aimed my gun at Kakitsubara first, then decisively pulled the trigger. A gunshot rang out, taking Kakitsubara's life.
よかった。これで。
I'm sorry, but no. Ayame seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, her expression relaxing. But then I aimed the gun at Ayame. She wore an expression of disbelief.
やめろ! 何考えてるの?
I'm sorry, but you were part of that whole ring to help hurt Ryoko. Before she could finish speaking, I pulled the trigger. Ayame's brain matter splattered, staining the grass red. Witnessing such a sight, I felt an indescribable pleasure.
よくやった。褒めて使わす。ますます見どころが出てきたようだな。
お褒めに預かり光栄です。
I smiled and bowed towards Minimoto. It is at this very moment, from not far away, a series of gunshots rang out. The gunshots were unusually loud, each one hitting Minimoto's body. Unable to withstand the tremendous impact, Minimoto lost her balance and fell to the ground. Her blood flowed profusely, mingling with the released black liquid, staining the surrounding ground. I looked towards the source of the gunshots in a state of panic. It was a middle-aged man wearing a white lab coat with silver hair, holding a rifle in his hand and the barrel still smoking.
心配だったから来てみたのですが、やはり最悪の事態になっていましたか。
Who are you? I was so frightened that I collapsed on the ground. How could this happen? Even someone like Minimoto? I lifted my head and looked at the man.
かわいそうなあやめ。本当に君を信頼していたのでしょうに。君はしばらく頭を冷やした方がいいでしょう。
After saying that, he forcefully struck the back of my head with the rifle, but a sharp pain instantly spread throughout my entire brain, and then I lost consciousness. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a hard stop there. I know I was stumbling a little bit on some of the characters' names. Because Gosh, now I feel bad about taking out Ayame. I know she trusted me. I know she did, but unfortunately, the pathway that I'm going more of a very, very cynical, evil route. I know for a fact I'm probably gonna replay this game again, but yeah, that was very cinematical. It was cinematic, and yeah. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, night, or whenever you see this video. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye.